What's up guys? Back with another video. For a while now we've been planning on doing this. I haven't really announced it on Instagram or Facebook or really any of my social medias yet. But I've met a friend of mine and we both share the same interests, and he's holding the camera right now as we speak. But yeah, without further ado, here's my buddy Andy.
What's up guys? My name is Andy. This has been a long time coming. My Instagram is Throaty Yoti, so definitely give me a follow. We're going to be working on this together, this whole thing. It's been a big change, but we both started out on Instagram, obviously, and we both kind of had the idea to start a YouTube channel, and honestly, I would say we both kind of pushed each other to do it, but I kind of fell behind that push a little bit. And then we eventually decided, like, hey, everything that we do, we pretty much do together. So Nick came up with the idea to just combine it and just have one YouTube channel, which I thought was perfect. So that's what we're going to stick with. And of course, right now, you guys don't know me. So Nick is going to put me on trial, and it's like a court situation. And I'm going to answer some questions so you guys can kind of get to know me a little bit better. So what's the first question here?
Like, how did we meet and stuff?
Alright, so that's kind of a funny situation. So the very first time that we met, well, it wasn't even really the first time we met. That was just the
like
first
you
time
just saw me there, because
Yeah.
I remember you sent me a DM.
Yeah, that was kind of like the first time we knew each other. So we went, we both go to Columbus Cars and Coffee, local Cars and Coffee event near Ohio State University. If you're in the area, definitely go. And if you see us there, definitely come up, say hi, you know, whatever. I saw Nick's car there, and it was funny because that was the one weekend that my car wasn't there. I was down, my car was down actually. Wasn't really 100% down, but it was stripped apart because I was painting my engine cover and my coil covers in prep for Mustang week. I really wanted those to be red, and I finally did it, so the car kind of had to sit for a while. Plus, if you remember, the weather really wasn't great.
Yeah.
So finding the time to paint them was kind of hard because it was rainy and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw Nick's car, and I figured it was somebody my age because I did hear him rev a couple times, whatever, and I heard you take off, and I was like, yep, that's definitely somebody my age. That's not some old guy. So I made sure I got his Instagram, and then I hit him up on Instagram and said, hey, I'm local. I've pretty much got the same type of car. You know, are you going to go to the Cars and Coffee event the next weekend? And of course, we met up, and that's where we really got this, to talking, and we talked about kind of like our upbringing, our life story, and we just realized how similar our lives actually were. And that was the craziest thing to us because Nick is, what, 24, if I'm correct? I'm 21, about ready to turn 22 here in February. So it was kind of like one of those, how did we not meet sooner type of moments, and that's kind of where everything stemmed from.
Like you were saying the other day, like a separated at birth type of thing.
Exactly. I mean, that's pretty much what it felt like, because every situation that I bring up, it's like, even if it's not the exact same situation, it is essentially the same scenario. Mm-hmm. I mean, am I right about that?
Yeah.
Fair enough. So that pretty much explains how we met and how this whole process started.
I'm going to go back and forth like questions and like telling you certain things. So how I know, but they don't know.
Fair
the
enough.
whole getting into the Mustang thing with the EcoBoost and stuff like that. How did you get into cars? Bringing up, because I know you had the older Mustang and stuff too. So
this is actually, my 15 GT is actually my third Mustang. So back when I was in high school, I had a 2002 Mustang GT. All of them have been stick shift. The GT I only had for 11 days. And I think the video after this will be the one that explains the entire situation, but I'll give you a brief overview. I was driving it, and the rear axle snapped, and it spun out of control. It didn't really like crash into anything. It just kind of came up a curb. The back end came up a curb, not even more than a foot off the road, and it just struck a light post a little bit. Nothing severe, but since the axle was broken, and at that point it was a relatively older car. I mean, this was probably back in 2014, 2015. So they realized, okay, it's not worth it to fix. So then I got had a couple other cars. I had the truck that I still have. I drove that occasionally. I had a 2007 Volkswagen Passat, which was
Way out of the realm of Mustang.
total opposite end of the spectrum. And then I kind of got a promotion at work, and I realized, okay, I can possibly afford to get the car that I really want, which is funny, afford. Little puns, baby puns.
Ba-da-ching.
So I started looking into it a little bit more, and I can't really disclose the way that I buy my cars because I'm not really supposed to. Family friend definitely helps out with that. But I found this 2015 EcoBoost. And of course, my mom was like, oh, you should get it. It's cheap. It's not a VA, so it's not as powerful. There's not as much insurance with it, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, let's see what we can get it for. I saw that price tag and I was like, bingo. That's my car.
Yeah.
And, I realized at that point it wasn't my dream car. It wasn't the GT, but it was still a Mustang, still the body style I liked. It was a EcoBoost Premium that had the 50th anniversary appearance package, which to some isn't really a big deal, but on the EcoBoost, it's kind of cool. It's a little bit of a bump up from just a standard Premium or whatever.
Yeah. Which also, ironically, was competition orange.
Yes, it was competition orange.
Just like mine.
So that was a unique color, to say the least. I mean, I do kind of miss it, but one of my dreams has been to have a Mustang that was totally blacked out. And obviously, Nick knows, I can't really spill everything. We kind of have a bunch of parts that are just kind of waiting to go on for the right times.
Yeah, definitely stay tuned. The next couple of videos, you're going to see his car and then
major transformation,
modifications, all sorts of stuff. So
some of them.
This is why we wanted to work together on this, because things are about to pop off.
Exactly.
So,
and speaking of that, with those Mustangs, my parents have never really been into cars. And that was kind of a push for me to say, you know what, this is what I want to do. I've never had anybody to really do it with, so now's my time. So I never had anybody to really do that type of thing with, so that's when I realized, you know what, I'm young, I have the money, now's the time to do it. I don't have a steady girlfriend, not married, no kids, thankfully. My Mustang is my baby, for sure. So, once I met Nick, obviously, he is a certified Ford technician. So with me wanting to know more about cars, but not really knowing everything, I mean, Nick can pretty much vouch, like, I kind of knew the gist of things, but I didn't really know all the technical aspects. I mean, would that be pretty reasonable? And Nick can also attest to the fact that since, what was it, June, July, when we met, I believe, somewhere around there, the knowledge that I have gained went from here, like, up to here.
Yeah, like the other day when we were on the phone and you called me and you were like, I actually kind of understood what you just said.
Yeah, we were talking about possibly doing a modification to my car, and we were talking about all the different aspects of it, and I think even Nick was kind of surprised that I was rattling off things, and even he was like, whoa,
where'd that come from?
Is? Like, what? Now, a lot of that comes from, working with Nick and learning this stuff, but a lot of it does come, too, from my own, I guess, personal desire to know more about the things that I love, and whether it's, Googling stuff, YouTube videos, researching all these parts that I might eventually want to do and seeing how things work and stuff like that. It's definitely gone from here to here. Yeah, so that's been huge.
What I like about you is you're not afraid to get in there and do it. I mean, I know sometimes with some of the things that we've done so far, I'll get in there just to knock it out quickly because we're on a time crunch and we have to get something, get somewhere to go do something. But when we have some time on our hands, we can actually slow down and I can actually show you some things. But that's what I like. You're not actually afraid to just... Because some people I've talked to or worked with, they'll just They
sit back and let you do
they'll just
everything.
essentially like, I can't get this to work. Come fix it.
Yeah,
Just try, figure something out.
exactly. I mean, that's it's like I said. I think again, it'll be in the next video. If you're doing anything on cars and you don't run into a roadblock of some sort, whether it's a bolt not fitting or you don't have the right tool, whatever the case may be, if you don't run into any sort of roadblock, then you're not doing something right. That's just how it is working on cars.
Yeah.
We're always going to have something happen.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. I mean, it's like anything. You know, you go to do something on the computer and your internet connection is too slow to load something, or whatever the case may be. I mean, you can treat that, or take that, I should say, in any aspect of life.
And now I know we already talked about like kind of like the whole YouTube stuff and sort of our future, but as far as the car goes in next couple of months, what we plan on doing.
We have a little visitor.
Little visitor.
You'll see him in a lot of videos.
Yeah.
He's very curious.
He's a smeller. He's smelling my jacket.
He smells everything.
But yeah, like I was saying, I know you sort of talked about like us working together, and it's a good idea. But as far as your car goes, any like, I know you don't want to like tell them what we plan on doing, but I know we got a bunch of parts sitting back there. But
Yup.
anything further you'd like to say about that?
Well, I can tell you this. I will put a video or like a clip of some sort, whether it's a video or a picture, most likely pictures, of what my car looked like when I first got it. Now, a lot of the stuff that we have done to my car, which we will go into more detail with later, is more of underneath the car or tucked away that you can't really see it. But from now until, you know, like midsummer, when all this stuff goes on and I do various other things, my car is going to make a humongous transformation. I mean, it will not be the same in any aspect other than sitting in the seat.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, is that fair?
Yeah.
I mean, sitting in the seat and putting my foot on the 3 pedals.
Yeah.
That's it. Other than that, the whole car is going to be different, which is going to be mind-blowing because I know Nick feels the same way. I never once, if you would have asked me 2 or 3 years ago if I would be sitting here owning the keys and like holding the keys to my dream car, realistic dream car, I should say, the real dream car, for any Mustang guy is a Shelby.
Yeah.
But my realistic dream car was a 15 to 17 GT.
Yeah.
If you would have asked me 2 or 3 years ago if I would have imagined being in this spot, I would have looked at you like you were crazy.
Especially with the certain things we've already accomplished.
Exactly. But
for
then,
the short amount of time you've already owned it.
Yeah. Like when we do this next video, I have a list of every single part that I have put on my car so far. And it's more of, would you say, like performance-wise parts, not... I mean, I could list cosmetic stuff too, and I probably will, but I'm not going to list stuff like a shift knob.
Yeah.
You know, that's plain and simple, anybody can do that.
Yeah.
But when you see that list, it's just, it kind of blows your mind, because I only got this car back in June. You know, so
that's
that, it
pretty
blows,
impressive. I mean...
blows my mind to think that not only one... did I actually buy my dream car, but then to have all this stuff done to it in that short amount of time, you know, it's hard to wrap your head around. I never would have thought that I would be in this spot, to put it stupid simple.
Cool. Well, I'm pretty sure that's pretty good for introducing you to the channel. Like I said, we've been trying to do this for a while, but...
Yeah, we have, but it just never worked out.
Yeah.
There was always something. I mean, we tried to do it. The funny thing was, at one of the Cars and Coffee events, like towards the very end, we decided, hey, now's the time to do it. And it's funny. It's hilarious to me, because obviously we're in Ohio. We have winter here. And it's kind of a bipolar winter.
Yeah.
It comes and goes, but when it comes, it's brutal. And like if you remember last year, February, we had 2 or 3 days that were 80 degrees. Where'd that come from, you know? But we tried to do this video at the Cars and Coffee event with all the cars around us. Even once a lot of them left, mind you, was when we tried to do this. But we just couldn't make it happen because there were so many people. so many people looking at our cars that would come up and you know, kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say interrupt the video, because obviously if people want to talk to us, that's what we're here for. We want to be able to talk to you guys. There was just so much going on that for this type of video, it wasn't ideal. If we would have been shooting like a hey, cars and coffee video, oh sure, people come up, you know, whatever, it's fine. It just, that was like the one time we tried to do it for sure, and we had the camera, we had everything ready to go, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
So it has been a long time
Because
coming.
ideally, the whole reason we're doing this is because, one, we enjoy it.
Yeah.
And two, we just want to... And there's a cat.
Yep. Hey, Ziggy man.
What's up, buddy? What you doing? Sorry about that. The cat is very curious. He likes to sniff things.
Yes, he does.
Anyway, anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, I am super excited to start on this journey. I hope you guys stick along with us and love to see our cars transform into something that is unbelievable. And I hope that we see you guys at a lot of these events, whether it be Mustang Week, Cars and Coffee, possibly the American Muscle Car Show. You know, we hope to see you guys. We hope to talk to you guys, and you know, hopefully, if you're in a situation where you know you can't afford this type of car, we hope that you can live your dreams through us, and we will make it as dreamy as we possibly can. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. You'll see me soon. Peace.
Alright guys, that was Andy. I think he did a pretty good job of explaining everything. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share it, browse the channel, all that sorts of fun stuff. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Waiting all my life, and it was right before my eyes, watching all this time slip by. Now I realize, you know I've been waiting, 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 waiting. But will you wait for me?
Forever grinding, waiting for my time to shine just like a diamond. When life is rough and I ain't with that funny stuff, I use it all as motivation.